Hey guys, it's Wednesday and I am so tired. It's been a busy week and it has been pretty busy, but most of the tiredness is like entirely my fault, so I'm not going to complain about it. Instead, I'm going to tell you about the 3 exciting things that happened this weekend. This week. One of them wasn't during the weekend. That one was the first one, and it was Thursday night. A guy just came in here to bake stuff because I'm kind of in the kitchen, so that's why I had to pause. Yay, he's gonna give me toaster strudels. Anyway, so the exciting thing that happened first was that, remember how on Wednesday I was like wearing shorts to go out to dinner and I was like bundled up? Well, on Thursday, all of a sudden we were watching the game in the guys' suite and all of a sudden it starts snowing outside. And I was like, what the heck? Like out of nowhere, just snow. Bam, there it is. So Sarah and I got really excited. I was like, guys, snow, we need to go play in the snow. And all the guys are like, it's the middle of the game, we're not going to go play in the snow. And so Sarah and I went to play in the snow. We don't need them. So we did for like 5 minutes, which was the duration of the snowfall. And we just played there and we took a couple of pictures that we could not see the snowflakes in. And we came back and finished watching the game. So yeah, that was pretty exciting. But luckily the weather's warm again and it's been t-shirt weather like every day again. So that's lovely. It makes me happy. Probably gonna be like freezing when I get back, so gotta start getting used to the idea. And I need to buy a snow jacket while I'm in Pennsylvania. So anyway, other exciting things have been that on Friday night I went roller skating with the Chi Alpha people. And Chi Alpha is like the Christian group that I do my small group with, and sometimes I go to Word and Worship on Wednesdays and all of that. So it was really fun. I sucked. I kept falling and I felt so bad, and Ryan was being so nice to me and trying to teach me, and then I kept sucking, and then he was like, how are you doing? And I was like, terrible. And he was like, no, you're getting better. I was like, no, I'm not. But eventually, a while later, after like a couple of hours, I started getting better and getting the hang of it. So that was exciting. And then there was like these pro people, and they were just like going super fast backwards, and they were dancing. They were doing all this weird stuff, and they were doing the Macarena while they skated. I tried, but the hip thing, it's really weird to do the hip thing while skating. Just telling ya. Yeah, that was Friday night. And then they all went to IHOP, but I couldn't go to IHOP because I had stuff. I don't know what I had in the morning. Oh, I had to wake up at 6 in the morning. Hey, Janae! My RA just came by. Well, walked by. I had to wake up at 6 in the morning on Saturday to go to Habitat and Humanity. So Saturday I woke up early and we all piled into Quinn's car and we went to Roanoke, which is like half an hour away. And Shira fell asleep the whole ride there because she was exhausted. Roller skating is really tiring. So it was people that you don't really know, and then it was Shira, Quinn, Amber, Joanne. Joanne is Shira's roommate, and she's in architecture. And then Amber is from Joanne's studio, and she's also in architecture. And yeah, we all went and we did fun stuff. Shira and Quinn were with other people outside doing like lifting stuff and doing something in the basement, I think. But Amber, Joanne, and I, we painted the house and it was so much fun. When we were about to be done, we had the long type of rollers, and Joanne and I were kind of hyper. We were like, she was like charging with it to paint and doing silly stuff. And so she was like, wouldn't it be, my back was to her, and she was like, wouldn't it be funny if I just rolled your back? And I was like, no, it would not be funny, Joanne. I was like, would it be funny if I rolled your face? And we started joking about rolling each other. And then all of a sudden, Joanne just rolls my pants. Just grabs it and rolls up my thigh. And then we did the same to Amber. And so then I was wearing like crappy pants that didn't even fit me. Like they literally didn't zip up because they fit me at the beginning of the semester, but not anymore. Couldn't even pull up the zipper. It was sad. Anyway, she knew they were like useless pants. And Amber's were also old pants. And Joanne was actually wearing pretty pants, but she'd already gotten a few spots like on it, and it kind of looked bad. And she was like, oh, they're ruined. So we ended up just like splashing each other with paint, and it was a lot of fun. Joanne's turned out really nice. They look like designer jeans. They're pretty cool, I must say. So that was Saturday morning. And yeah, those were the 3 exciting things that happened. So import about GAB meeting. It's nothing like important, it's just something that I thought was like fun, so I wanted to share it with you guys because it's kind of relating to architecture. So I've told you that I'm in Global Architect Brigade and we're designing this radio station that's going to be built in Haiti. And so the way that we did it, I thought it was interesting. We were determining how big each room needed to be. So we made the list of rooms we needed. We need a studio, we need an office, we need this storage room. And then we're like, okay, well, what's an appropriate size? So to give each other, like, give ourselves an idea, instead of being like, oh, yes, an office should be 50 feet square, that's the way it works, let's make it. Instead, to get an idea of what the sizes were, we all stood around the room and we measured, and then we all like stood there and made the walls. So we like made human walls around just spaces of the dimensions that we were like suggesting, and then we'd be like, yeah, that looks about right. And then we're kind of like, okay, well, what's a comfortable distance in a professional setting, you know, or like so first we had to like go into partners, and Quinn was my partner, and then it was like, okay, now get to a distance that's too close. What's too close? And you like went up to like the person's face, and it's like, what's too far? And then you stepped really far back to the point that it was awkward. It's like, what's a comfortable distance? And then like, but that's like a comfortable friend distance. And like, what's a comfortable professional distance? And you went to like handshake distance. And that's kind of how we got like the ideas of how big to make the rooms. And when we were walls, all of a sudden we were like, okay, well, this is the storage room, so we need to calculate how big the shelves are gonna be. So be shelves. And then like we all extended our arms to make shelves in front of us because we were walls and now we had shelves. And then we just put a bunch of chairs in the middle because this was a conference room. So we put a bunch of chairs, and it's like, is there enough room? And so one of us like ran around like, yeah, there's enough room to walk around. And I don't know, like, you know, when you think about like, oh, well, how do people decide how big a room has to be? I don't know if, I mean, it's probably not how they do it at, like, a firm or something, but it's funny to think that that's one way to do it, you know? That's one way to figure out how big a room should be, is to stand around and do stuff in the room, the stuff that would be done in the room. If it's a professional setting, try to have a professional setting and shake someone's hand and then sit on a desk and see if you feel comfortable in that space, and then you know if it's a good space. So that's just like random architecture talk. That was cool, and that's going to be inserted here. Other than that, it's pretty much just been work, and Rookie Blue. I rediscovered that there is a second season out, the whole season, just waiting for me with a bunch of cliffhangers. So I've been watching like an episode a night. Yeah. Which has kind of been causing me to lose sleep. That's okay, because I'm going to have tons of time to sleep when I'm on break, starting Friday. So right now my laundry's being done because I need to pack tomorrow, and I need to finish my stuff, and then I need to leave studio on Friday and get out of here. So I need to leave everything set tomorrow, and tomorrow there's a game, there's a Thursday night game, so it's gonna be a crazy day. I don't know. Like if I don't have time to sleep tomorrow, I just won't. I need to get everything done. Progress is great though. Out of the 8 things I needed to get done, like the 8 big things, I've got 4 completely done, and then my paper's like halfway done, and that's due tomorrow, so I'll finish that tonight. And what else is there? Then there's my cube, which is almost done. I'm just assembling it tomorrow after our field trip, and then I'll be done with that. And the Pressy, which we pretty much finished. We just need like some finishing details. So I'm almost there. I'm so close. I spent like all day at the math tempo today finishing my math because there was an exam the Monday after we get back, and I was like, I'm not going to remember any of this. So I was like, I need to take it now. So I took it today, and I got 100% on it. I'm excited. And yeah, that's been life. Busy and fun and full of wonderfulness. I love you guys, and I cannot wait for break. I'm so happy, so happy. It's going to be great. Anyway,